Alrighty, it says we're live. I'm going to double check, make sure we're actually live and that everything's working the way it's supposed to be. And then I will come back and chat with you guys. Okay, everything's good. All right. Hello. Good morning, Dragonlings. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Skye. I am a fantasy author who typically writes paranormal romance under the name SD Hegyes. And today is day 4 of the 7-day book challenge. Don't mind me. I'm just itchy. What that is a 7-day writing challenge where the point is to write a book from start to finish within 7 days, whether that is a novel, novella, short story collection, whatever it is you're working on. Goal is to start it and finish it within 7 days. Okay, I do have more. I think there should be a video in the description that has like more details about that, but I can't remember. No, of course not, because I am not that smart. There's the sign up link, but there's no link to the actual video that describes it. Anyways, I will have to fix that in the future. Anyways, so with it being day 4, I am still working on what I've been working on in the past. My goal was to complete 2 to 3 stories in the Sultry Solstices short story collection. The first story was originally published in the anthology Summer Solstice Seduction, and then I came up with the idea that the character in this story, had 6 other sisters, and I was like, oh, what if all 6 sisters found love with a different monster? So this one deals with ghosts. The second sister can see ghosts. She's introduced in this story, but she actually gets into a relationship with a vampire with a ghost problem. And then the one I'm working on now, I finished that one Monday because that was the first one of the stories I wanted to work on. And then the second one I wanted to work on, the sister meets a Wendigo went out camping with friends. And that's the one I'm working on now. It's been funny because I came up with a bit yesterday during the stream that it's a Wendigo. They eat people. And I was like, he wants to eat her in more ways than one. So it's been a running joke since then. But yeah, let me know what you guys are working on today. If you're doing the writing challenge, let me know how that's going for you. If you're not working on the writing challenge and doing other things, let me know that too. Shannon is in the chat, or she at least popped by to hit the like button, and she's going to be working on AWC admin stuff today, which is awesome. Devin is also in the chat, but both of those people are streaming on their own channels. I included links to their channels. Devin, I think, is doing reading sprints, if I understood correctly. And both of them are live right now on their own channels doing things. And yeah, they both stopped by to say hi, which I really appreciate. Thank you. Other loves. Oh, I forget that when you do certain things, YouTube does certain things as well. So I just had a whole bunch of hearts pop across my screen. Anyways, if you're new to my channel, the way this works is we do 25-minute sprints. I have not even pulled up my lovely timer. I was wondering why my screen looks so weird. I was like, what am I missing? That is what I'm missing. I'm going to go ahead and open that up real quick right now. Let me Let me just pop that in here. Share screen. Okay, so this lovely timer that is right here will go for 25 minutes. We are going to be doing 6 25-minute sprints today. Usually on my normal streams, I do 4, but because it's the writing challenge, we're going to do 6. And we'll do 5-minute breaks in between. After the 4th one, the timer will reset to 15 minutes versus 5. If we get to chatting, I'll let it go for the full 15. Otherwise, I'll stop it at about 5 minutes and we'll start writing again. It just varies. Sometimes we've done both. But the other thing I do is I put writing prompts on the screen for those who want to write but don't know what they want to write about. Hopefully they'll give you a little bit of inspiration and get your pencils moving and your fingers typing and all that fun jazz. So yeah, we are 5 minutes into the hour. We're going to go ahead and start our first sprint. Here is the first prompt for those who want it or need it. And we are going to start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, that is time. Let me know how you did, what you did in the comments. I managed to write a lot of words. A lot of words. Hold on. I don't know exactly how many. It's over 800. 823 words. That's how many I wrote. Bringing my total for today up to 823 words because it's first sprint. Oh, goodness gracious. I finished up a chapter and moved on to another chapter. Yep. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm just adding that to my notes, otherwise I'll forget. And then I'll come back to the chat to see how everyone else did. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. Let's see. Dark Project popped in. Hello. Grabbing coffee, checking stats. How did your release day go? Because you released a book yesterday. Devin, technically my day off, so I'm reading for 4 hours. You go do all that reading. Finished. I'm so proud of you for finishing your ream post yesterday. I'm glad you're getting beta feedback today. Morning, just Eva. Devin's like, Eva! Oh, goodness. I'm sorry. I am tired. Okay, note to self when I do these kind of streams in the future. So this time, for the last time I did the challenge was back in March. That was the quarter 1 7-day book challenge. It was in March. And I did not ask for days off. And I streamed at my regular morning time in the morning at like 9 a.m. I think. I'm pretty certain. And I streamed regularly. I just streamed every day. It was 2 hours every day for the week of the challenge. This time, I talked to my bosses. I was like, hey, I know there's no one who could do my area where I usually clean. And I was like, so here's my plan. Can I do like half days and I just clean my area and I do some laundry and then I go home? And she was like, yeah, that's no problem. I was like, cool. Love you. Thanks. So I've been working half days this week. And because of everything going on with the kids stuff, my schedule tends to fluctuate. As long as I'm there and I get my 8 hours in, my boss doesn't tend to care. I think she just turns a blind eye to the fact that I come in at a different time every day. But because I'm working half days, it's even worse because I've got it at a different time every night this week. Last night, I actually went in at my normal time if I was working a normal shift. And I got home at like 1 a.m. and I went to sleep. And then I woke up at 7:30 to find there was already comments on my stream. I was like, I'm not even awake and I'm trying to set up, guys. So, and then next time I've already put it on the calendar and I've already talked to her. I was like, so I hope you guys are prepared because in September, when I do this writing challenge again, guess what? I'm asking for the full week off, not half days. And she's like, we'll make it work. I was like, cool. Yeah, I'm really trying not for no burnout. And it's so far it's working. And I didn't really feel burnout last time. I just didn't get as much written last time as I wanted to do. But yeah, all that to say is that I think for September's, I'm still going to schedule them for my regular time and just do longer streams. So they'll be like 9 a.m. Mountain Time versus 8 a.m. Mountain Time. And then I'll just do a 3-hour stream versus a 2-hour stream. Okay, woke up. I'm going to pause the timer possibly. Woke up to 1,700 page reads and ranking the top 50 in 2 categories. Back to writing today. Go Dark Project. That is awesome. Yeah, this is actually one of the best jobs I've been at because my boss has been allowed me to be so flexible with the schedule. And I love her forever for that. Like, this is the best job I've ever worked for that reason. Kids are with their dad 2.5 weeks, and I didn't sign up for extra work hours during the extra time they normally have them. So, yay! All right, we're going to start the next sprint, and then I'll come back to chat in 3, 2, 1. All right, that is time. Let me know how you did, what you did in the comments. I managed to get more words. Not as many words as the first sprint, but I had to get up and release the hound and refill my drink and all that fun jazz. So 610 words is nothing to scoff at, though. So I will take it. This is the wrong one. This is the right one. And I have to do some math because my totals aren't going to be correct. Katzen, what are you doing in here? Pull up my handy calculator. 823 plus 610. We've written 1,433 words for the day. Okay. I'm almost done with this chapter that I'm working on. It's going a bit longer than I anticipated. But I will finish it up in the next sprint and hopefully get some words done on the next chapter after that. We shall see. How did everybody else do? Let's see. Devin, what book are you reading? Just out of curiosity. Dark Project got coffee, fed cats, gonna dive into working on a horror short. Is this more micro shorts? Or is this just a regular short story? Not gonna lie, micro shorts are like, they fascinate me, and I don't know if it's a good fascination or a bad fascination. Like, I know you've mentioned in Dark Project that your micro shorts are about 150 words, and I just can't imagine telling a story in 150 words. I've done it. Like, I know it can be done, but it's been years since I've even tried to write microfiction. So it just boggles my mind, especially like I tend to say, hey, I'm only going to write 10K for this story. And then 60,000 words later, I'm like, oh, fuck, I fucked up. So I'm just like, it fascinates me on a level I cannot explain. That being said, the previous two stories in this particular series that I'm writing were all like meet cutes that end with a kiss. That's not what's happening in this one. I don't know if it's going to stay this way. I might change this up. But as of it stands right now, yeah, this one is not clean or sweet by any means. To be fair, I knew this one was going to be different just because it's a monster that wants to eat her. So, pun intended. Regular short for a collection. I feel I like writing micro shorts knowing that I might eventually make it into a full length. Okay, that I can understand. Local author to me. Okay, I need to actually click on YouTube so I can click on linky links. Because I want to see the gnome in the tapestry. I'm gonna have to check that out. Do. Okay. I'm also horrible about that with novels, but I'm trying to branch out. I will have to say this. Some people talk about the fact that like the length of their novels, and I write novels on the shorter end. The book that's coming out in December is actually one of my longer ones. And it's about a little over 70K. I tend to write between 50 to 70K. I do write urban fantasy / fantasy. The fantasy stories that I have to rewrite, re-outline, all that fun jazz, I have to start from scratch basically. The original draft of that was about 80K, but again, that's still my longest story. I don't tend to write long stories. They're just long when I say I'm going to be making this a novella and it turns into a novel. I'm not talking about my first 7-day book project this year. No, not at all. That novella did not turn into that 30K novella did not turn into like a 70K novel. Nope, not at all. I didn't do that. That's not why I didn't finish it. Kitty cats quit meowing at each other and hissing at each other. You're going to both go outside in just a second. We're going to start this next sprint in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, that is time. Let me know how you did, what you did in the comments. I got more words. Not as many as I would like, but I got distracted by multiple different things. So I only got 220 words that time. Let's see, let me input that in my chart. 220. Oops, that's not right. And that makes my total plus 220. 1,653. It'll be interesting to see if I can finish this story today. I'm kind of hoping I can. It's a little dark in here. I think I need to turn the lights on. It might not be dark to you guys. My camera's doing pretty good at keeping the lighting normalish. It's just dark to me. All right, let's see. Lots of comments. Dark says the book that came out yesterday barely topped 100K. Jeez, that's long. I see all these other fantasy authors talk about their books are like 100, 120, 150. I'm like, what? Mine are not that long. Even my fantasy, my straight fantasy are not that long. And I'm like, am I doing something wrong? I feel like I am. But then I remember that some of these people that I hear talking about these really long word counts, they write more epic fantasy and I write more young adult, new adult fantasy. And that does kind of make a difference in how long it's going to be. Kind of. First book was supposed to be short story. I wasn't planning on publishing it. I feel that so hard. Feel that. Mama Ward's here. Hello. Elizabeth is also here. Hello. This book has a huge buildup. It's hurting my heart. Devin, are you still reading the one that you sent a link to earlier? Because I definitely downloaded a sample of that. Also, for anyone who is interested in romance, today is the Stuff Your E-Reader event day. Let me put that link in the comments. Boop. Basically, there's hundreds and thousands of books for free right now. Today only. Because it's a one-day event 3 or 4 times a year. So there is that. For anyone who wants to, some free ebooks. I go crazy every time it happens and download a whole bunch of books. I have 3,000 books on my e-reader, and it's because of this event. Not gonna lie. Because I'll read a book I like that I got from the event and then have to read the rest of the series. So in fact, I'm pretty certain the book I'm in the middle of now, basically I took a screenshot of whatever was on my screen at the time and I sent it to a couple friends. I was like, pick one of these books for me so I can read it. And the one I'm reading now, I haven't decided if I'm going to continue the series, but I did get the first book from the Stuff Your Reader event. So if you're interested in some free books, the link is now in the comments. What else is there? Eva took a shower, got ready for the day, going to play outside for a bit. Only finished middle grades, so they are not that long at all, right? Mama Ward, so far this morning I've added 1,000 words on the cultural diversity of one of my colony worlds. So far, this is 7-day book challenge. I've added 15K to 3 books of. Nice! Congratulations! That's good. I love that. It only came out to 330 pages. It would have been 600 if I hadn't split it. My urban fantasy is not epic, but it felt when I saw the word counts. Devin's like, happy epic fantasy here. What? Okay, my link did go through. Okay. Divide the Relic of Time Wars into 90K novellas. See, that's. I think when I finally rewrite my actual fantasy, my first draft of it, which needs a complete overhaul and rewrite, is 80K. I have a feeling when I actually do get back around to writing that series, I have a feeling the book is going to be closer to that 100K mark, but that's because it is epic fantasy. It's portal fantasy. Portal and time jump fantasy. All right, I'm going to pause that timer because I want to read the rest of these comments. Boop. Okay. Still reading. Okay, cool. Ooh, Eva, you're talking about library sales. Every once in a while, my library does these sales where it's like they're just trying to get rid of books. So they call it a library sale, but they're like, donate what you can, take as many as you want. I'm like, don't tell me that. To be fair, whenever I do grab books, I give them like $20 every single time. But at the same time, I'm just like, don't tell me that. I will take advantage of this. And I've got lots of books I've gotten from library sales that were like donation only. And I know for a fact they've had people just pick up books and leave because of this by donation only versus them trying to actually make money. That's just them. It's a small town. It's a small library. They don't have room for all the books. And I've been downstairs. They've got a main level and a downstairs, and their downstairs is just a conference room and that they rent out every once in a while. And there's storage for all the extra books. And every time they do one of their library sales, that's literally what they're trying to do. Get rid of the books that are down in the storage that have just been sitting there. But the librarian was telling me one time, she was like, some of these books have been here for 20 plus years. And I'm like, damn, okay. Devin, book one set at over 105K. StreamYard jump, sorry. Not even halfway through book two and it's sitting at 101K. Oof, that's a long book. I love going to book call days at a library or Goodwill. So I was Googling it. I love me a good used bookstore, and I liked, when I lived in North Carolina, growing up, there was a used bookstore that I eventually started working at that has since closed down. But when I lived there, my favorite thing to do on weekends was to go into the bookstore, take in some of the books that I no longer wanted to read, whether they were books I read and had no desire to reread them, or they were books that looked interesting, I thought I would like, and then I started reading them. I was like, this is not for me. Just get it away. And I would exchange them for credits, and I would get new books. I finally got around to Googling to see if there was something like that here, and there is 3 hours away from where I live. Yay, the joys of living in a small town in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, one of these days, I'm going to make me a trip, a 3-hour one-way trip to a used bookstore. Oh, goodness. Eva's fantasy work in progress is 99K. More of an outline than a novel in its current state. Oh, it's also short stories, not outline. I don't know anymore. Home library is 99% thrifted books. I don't have a lot of new popular books. Bookstore not too far from me has a bunch of books on their front porch, free for the taking today. Oh, speaking of little libraries, my town, that's the one cool thing, is there is 1, 2, 3 little libraries. And like, I have 2 books I actually have to donate to the little library. And then there's this cool thing that my work does. They have in one of the women's locker rooms, because most of them are female nurses, they started a little library where literally there's a piece of paper and a bunch of books fill in this locker. And they're like, take one, leave one. And that's all it says. So I actually picked up a book I've been wanting to read for years from there the other day. Between the Lines. I've been wanting to read this for years and I haven't gotten around to it. And I saw it there and I was like, ooh, let me just yoink. And I left them a book. And apparently I'm on page 11. That's what it says. And I gotta say, I love the illustrations that are in this book. That's really cool. And the other cool thing about this book is that it's dual POV. It's also part of the fantasy. It's like part book. The character comes out of the book, basically, is my understanding of it. But when you're in one character's POV, the text is one color. And when you're in the other character's POV, it's a completely different color. And then when you're reading from the book, it's another color. So there's 3 different colors of text in this one book. And I'm like, that's how you differentiate which character you're with. I like it. So I'm not very far into it, as you can see. There's my bookmark near the beginning. But I like it so far. I will finish it, maybe. And then I'll trade it out for a new one. Let's see. Okay. Want to do a little library day? There's many in my area. Ooh, that would be cool. I live out in the middle of nowhere. There's no way I'm putting a little library near my house. But I would like... I do like donating to the little libraries. There's one in my post office. There's one. Did I say there was three? There's one at the post office. They actually moved one of them because um back in like sometime late last year, the nail salon had a fire start in it, and while there wasn't a lot of fire damage to many of the buildings, there was a lot of smoke damage to like the connecting buildings, and they had to move the little library that was outside the coffee shop. So that's one of the ones I was thinking of that's no longer there. Maybe that's why I'm thinking there's three, because they took that one and moved it. Because there's only the two. There's the one at the post office, and there's that one I just said that they moved. So, wonder how expensive it is. So if you're doing indie publishing, I think you would have to print it as in like all color. You know how you have the black and white versus color choice? I think you would have to format it so the text was color, and then you'd have to print it as color versus black and white. I think that's how that would work. I just thought it was a cool concept. I had another thought to go with that, but it's gone. Okay, anyways. News came out this week that Tattered Cover Indie Bookstore was bought out of bankruptcy by Barnes & Noble. Promised to keep the name, but hoping they don't just buy it for the location. Oh. I have mixed feelings about that. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of curious about how much that would be too, but I don't have a book I can do that with because I typically write from one character's POV. This series is one of the exceptions. I don't have very many series where there is an exception. I'm trying to think of all the stories I've written. Do I have any that are like dual POV? And the answer to that is really no. I tend to stick with one character throughout the story for the most part. So I don't even have a book I could experiment with just to see. Dang. I might have to play with it anyways and see what happens. I wonder if it would change like the paper type too. Because if you're printing something in color, like if your book includes illustrations, I know they want you to do a different type of paper. Or at least they used to. Because I haven't done it in a while. It might have changed. They might have updated their stuff. The Zon is always making changes themselves, and I don't know about some of these other companies. I don't know what they do. So that might have changed. They might have once upon a time, if you were going to do something with illustrations, they wanted you to use like a thicker paper. I'm curious. Now I kind of want to just experiment, just to experiment and see. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and start this next sprint because I've been chatting too long. Here is our fourth prompt. You don't have to write it. It's just there if you want to write but need some inspiration. And we're going to start as soon as I can figure out where my timer went. There we go. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. All right, that is time. Let me know what you did, how you did in the comments. I got more words written, and I'm very happy with where I'm standing as far as like progress goes. 703 words, that sprint. Let me add that to my tracker. I don't know why I keep doing that. Keep putting it in the wrong spot. Now I got to do math. And I close my calculator. Oh, geez. 1653 plus 703 means 2,356 words total so far. I'm not as far as I want to be, but at the same time, I'll be very pleased if I can get this story finished today. If it takes me about 2 days to do each story, I'm going to be extremely thrilled. Because on day one of this challenge, I started and completed the first story I was working on. And then I skipped day 2 because I was still riding the high from day 1, and I was doing other things that were writing related without actually writing. And then yesterday I started on this story, and I got roughly halfway done with it, not quite halfway done with it, and now I'm sitting well past the halfway point. I'm like 3/4 of the way through it, I think. Yeah, I'm 3/4 of the way through it, and things are going good. Like, I'm extremely happy with my progress. And I'm not going to lie, I would love to be able to finish it up today. That way that tomorrow I can start the next story and just have a clean, fresh break. Let's see. Sorry, Dark. I did not mean to distract you with the books. I have all the tabs open because I like to open each genre in its own tab. And I have them open so that as soon as the stream ends, I'm going to run to the bathroom, do a couple of house domestics, and then I'm going to come back and start downloading books. Elizabeth is currently working on second draft of Four Hearts World Travel Book, 10th chapter. Nice. Eva, husband got home early from work. I put a pizza in the oven. We had, so Justin had work yesterday, and he was on call for surgery. And then the girls had chicken club yesterday. So, he ended up working a almost 12-hour day. He had to go at work at 5:30. He got off around 4:30. And to suffice it to say, he was very tired. And I was like, okay, so what's the plan for dinner? And I was like, we got a couple options. We can either get something out, or we can go make stuff at home. And he was like, I don't feel like cooking. I was like, I don't think you would. I remember those days. I do not miss those days. Because now that I'm working at the clinic, I almost never clean surgery unless something happens and goes wrong. So, to hear him say he was tired, I was like, haha, joke's on you. So yeah, he worked almost 12 hours yesterday, and he was like, I don't want to cook. And I was like, okay, what do you want to eat then? He's like, can we just do Subway? And I was like, yeah, we could do Subway. That was my breakfast this morning, was the other half of my sandwich. We both tend to get footlongs knowing we can't finish them, and that gives us a meal for 2 days. So I can't remember if the girls finished their sandwiches or not. Probably. Also, they finished all their sandwiches last night, even if they did have stuff left over, because I purposely left mine for when I got home this morning versus them probably had a midnight snack before everyone went to bed. Oh no! Someone hit him on the interstate today. Passenger door and rear tire area. Jacked up truck or SUV. I'm glad there's no injuries, but that's still scary and stressful. And I do not blame him for getting off early if that's the case. Go by genre too. Skip the contemporary, so it's not so bad. Yep. I have added 30 books to my Kindle. Yeah, I don't read the YA Academy. I've accidentally added some Academy books to my Kindle. And I've been slowly deleting the Academy ones because Academy is just not my thing. There is one I will read because I do enjoy that particular author's work, and she recently did a Dragon Shifter Academy book, so I will read that one, but that's like a small exception. Welcome back, Shannon. I'm glad how'd your stream go? And I'm glad, Eva, that he wasn't hurt. Yeah. I'm agreeing with Mama Maggie. My thing right now that I do not want, that I do have a couple of, again, because I like the particular author's work, and so I'm gonna try them, is the Why Choose romance. I love Why Choose. Don't ask me. I don't get me wrong. But I like more the sweeter Why Choose, the Oran High School Host Club, where everyone's got crushes, but there's no smexy times, or very few smexy times. And the couple of Why Chooses that I've read recently, it's like the main character meets these guys and automatically jumps into bed with them. And I'm like, fucking A, why? Why? Can we build a relationship first, please? Now, if the Why Choose is someone like they've known for years, the relationship's already there. That's a different story. I will take that any day of the week. But the last few I have read have been, oh, I just met this guy like yesterday. I'm already gonna fuck him. Oh, I met this guy today. We're gonna fuck him. I'm like, can we not, please? Human trafficking, abducted romance. Why is that a thing? Why is human trafficking and abducting romance a thing? Ugh. My Why Choose is more polyamorous. I'm all for polyamory. We need more polyamory. All center on the F becomes a bang fest after page 80. I just want more sweet moments in my romance instead of like jumping into bed with people. I think that's why I like the Harlequins, is because there is that build up and that tension. Give me more of that sexual tension. Deny each other longer, please. Give me some angst. Don't just automatically go, oh, I love him. He's mine. I'm sorry. It sounds like I'm bashing Why Choose, and I guess I kind of am, but at the same time, I really do like that genre. I do like the idea, because I hate a love triangle. I do like the fact of a character going, oh, I like this guy for such and such reason. I like this guy for such and such reasons. Why do I have to pick? I'm just going to have both. And the guys just look at each other going, all right. Ooh. Do you have an asexual character who loves her very much? So he's yes. Is this from the one that you just released yesterday, by the way? Like, I need this. Just came back from getting coffee and waking. Oh, I'm bleeding again. Sorry, I scratched at a cat scratch on my arm, and it every once in a while, yeah, whatever. Fudge. Okay, anyways. Let's see. Haunting Adeline. Okay. Controversial here. I let my kids read whatever they want. I read terrible things when I was their age. For concept's sake, my oldest is 13, my youngest is 12. My only requirement is that if they come across something that they're uncomfortable with, they stop reading, or if they read something that they have questions about, that they come to either me or their dad. Okay? Setting the scene right there. My oldest daughter, one of her friends is reading Haunting Adeline. And I don't mind that. I haven't read Haunting Adeline, but I've heard enough people talk about it. I kind of know roughly what's in it, what it's about, and stuff like that. And I looked at my oldest and I was like, you can read that if you want to. But I need you to know that this is fiction. This is not real love. And I need you to come to me if you have any questions or concerns. Because I guarantee you there's gonna be. And she looked at the book and she saw what the book was about. And she's like, nah, that's not for me. And I'm like, cool. That makes me actually a very happy camper. Because Haunting Adeline is not what I would recommend for her to read. But at the same time, I'd already told her she can read whatever she wants. And I was just like, I prefer you not to read that, please. Oh goodness. Okay. Bestie calls them noodle fly romances. I love that term. Got to read My Rivals to Lovers Arranged Marriage. But ooh, I love a good arranged marriage. Let's be real. If it's romance, if it's romance, I'm probably gonna read it. I have no real like. Everyone's like, I hate this trope. I have two tropes that I hate. I hate bullying romances. Um, because bullying romance just it. I'm sorry if you are mean to your love interest, unless it's a redemption arc, which I do love a good bully romance redemption arc. You have got to prove that you are the person for the love interest, in my opinion, if you're going to do a bully romance. But I hate a lot of the bully romances where the main character gets picked on, or worse, beat up by the love interest. To me, that's not romance. How can you love someone that beat the shit out of you? Like, seriously, why? And I think about that. And at the same time, I realize why it's a thing, because I have a friend who was in a very abusive relationship and he was beating her. And I was like, oh God, this is the bully romance in real life. I'm like, fuck. But yeah, I don't like reading that shit. Do not like it. And then anything where essay or rape is romanticized, I do not do non-con or dub-con. No. Mm-mm. Fuck that shit. That's an automatic DNF for me. The moment that happens, I'm just done with the book. Teasing and cold shoulder, yeah, we can do that. We can do that. Put that in my veins. Just stick a needle in. Go. Still haven't finished the Beauty trilogy. Which one's the Beauty trilogy? Who's the author of that? He was like, yep, I'm just going to agree with everyone here. I don't really read romance, but yep. Oh, I forget about stalker romance. I think that's why I can't watch the show You, because I realize what that is, and I'm just like, nah, fam. And now I think the couple is together. Like, he stalked her for so long and murdered people she knew, and now I think they're a couple, aren't they? Yeah, no thanks. That's not for me. Had that discussion with my girl, yeah, about reading romances. So we were eating at Subway yesterday, and I don't remember how we got onto the topic, but we did get onto the topic of dating. And I straight up looked at them. I was like, okay, girls, you're on a date with your partner. Who pays? And so we had a discussion about who pays. I was like, yep, both of you do. You at least offer. If they offer to pay, that's great. You can accept if you want to. However, if you do accept, that does not mean you have to sleep with them. And they were like, what? And I was like, there are people out there who say that if they pay for your meal, they want to sleep with you. Like, that's their requirement. That's not a requirement. You do not have to sleep with them. And they were like, oh, okay. And then they just went on eating. Don't read the fourth Beauty book. It's trash. Oh, Anne Rice. Okay, I read so many Beauty and the Beast retellings and Sleeping Beauty. I read so many fairy tale retellings, period, that I was like, okay, which series are we talking about? I have not read Beauty, but doesn't that go closer to the actual fairy tale? And because that's the one about Sleeping Beauty, right? And I remember the original fairy tale because I've read the original fairy tale. And again, this was another discussion we had with the kids. I was like, yeah, Sleeping Beauty didn't get woken up by a kiss, guys. And they were like, what? And they were like, yeah, Sleeping Beauty got woken up when she had her babies. And they were like, what? And I was like, yeah, Prince Charming didn't kiss her. He fucked her. I saw You as a thriller, but I only enjoyed the first season, watched through the second, so I lost interest when it became more romance-ish. Yeah. Okay, Anne Rice wrote it under a pen name. I can't write that. Can't with that series. All right, let me pause this because I do want to read the rest of those comments real quick. And of course, StreamYard decided to scroll up. Unless it's a paid sex worker, money isn't foreplay. Good life lesson. Yep, right? Had that discussion with my 2 sons already. Woo! Fairy tales shouldn't be found fun by name alone. Disney made everyone to compel. Sleeping Beauty evolves into medieval BDSM. We're like, ugh. Is it good BDSM though, or is it 50 Shades BDSM? Because there is a difference. I'm just saying. There is a major difference. All right. Let's get off this topic. We're gonna write. We're gonna write. We're here to write. We're gonna write some words. Or for some of us, we're gonna go read some words or download some free books. Whatever you want to do on this sprint, we're gonna do 25 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and get this next prompt up. 25 minutes on the clock. And since I didn't pause it in time, I'm gonna have to do a manual countdown. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. What? There we go. All right, that is time. Let me know how you did, what you did in the comments. I didn't write as many words that time. That's okay. I got 295 words. 295 for a total of 2651. $295, 2651. Okay, there we go. Okay. Got one more sprint left to finish up, and I'm not going to finish this story on that sprint, but I have a sneaking suspicion I will finish this story today because I am on chapter 7 of 9. I'm slowly getting there. Slowly getting there. I'm getting there. All right. What did y'all do? Holy crap, there's a lot of comments. StreamYard decided to tell me there's 20 comments. Okay, let's go back up and see if I can find One more is going to have to move ahead with ARC feedback for Spartan Chimera. 2 have gotten back to me. 11 others haven't even started. Woof. Monstrous Matches. First book to see. I have heard of Lillian Lark's books. Amazon likes to recommend them to me. Good to know that they are on the sweeter side, but eventually get spicier. I'm okay with that kind of stuff. I just don't want it to like start off on like the first couple of pages. Unless it's a short story. It's a different story when it's a short story. It's like, but when it's a novel, I want more plot before we get to the smexy times. Okay, there was most comments about her other books. Hi, JC. Welcome. Dark got nearly 250 books. Yeah, the Stuff Your E-Reader event that happens in several times a year. Yeah, it just whew. I think the last time they did the Stuff Your E-Reader event, I got something like 500 books. I downloaded a lot of books. Now, granted, I wasn't going to end up reading all of them, but since they were free, I went ahead and downloaded them versus just trying to check out the summary. Yeah, it was just mostly because I was trying to download them on the very last day of the event, and I was like struggling against time. Save the monster books to my Amazon cart. Right? Those covers are really pretty too. Like, I love the covers for that series, and I will eventually get around to reading them. I think I have one of them. Officially lost the speaker for the contest. No! That sucks. And it's too close to be losing people for the conference. No! I want to be a nosy and ask who it is, but I guess I'll find out soon enough. Let me know what I need to update. You can send me a message on Discord to let me know what I need to update. Okay, let's see. Eva made a graphic, just the one. I think I dallied a little more than I delete this one. Let me just dilly-dally about. Yes, there are 7 books in the series, Devin. Wait, 7? Hold on. I don't remember there being 7. Did a new one come out for that series? We're talking about the Lillian Lark books, right? Hold on. Which ones? Okay. Deceived by Gargoyles, Entranced by the Basilisk. Okay, I knew about those 2. Hoarded by the Dragon. I knew about that one. The cover's changed. I like it. Ooh. Married to the Devil is not out yet. Okay. That one's new. Stalked by the Kraken, I knew about. Again, cover changed. Like it. Found by the Lake Monster. Did not know about that one. Ensnared by the Werewolf. Did not know about that one. I love the covers. They are so pretty. I want to know who the cover artist is because I want to steal them. I want to borrow them. I don't want to steal them because I want Lillian Lark to continue doing covers like that. They're pretty. But I want those covers for my Monstrous Mates series. I'm stopping the timer real quick because I'm looking at the prettiness because those chef's kiss, those are pretty. And I thought I had one of the books in this series, but I do not. I am downloading a sample though. Ha ha ha. I am quick to download a sample of a book to find out whether or not it's going to be one I like. What about you guys? I'm just curious. There has to be plot, yeah. Yes. What do you need, Katzen? I'm not going to feed you. You are fat and chunky. You can wait for the childling to wake up and feed you herself. You are not going to die if you do not get food within the next 30 minutes. I'm just saying. Oh my goodness. Got 500 back in December. Okay. It's a guest speaker spot. Damn it. 2 speakers I can reach out to that offer spot too, but I don't know if they'll be able to fill the slot. Okay. Okay. See, I knew you lose people all the way up to the conference, but it still sucks when it happens. The stuff keeps on stuffing. Exactly, JC. It does it sure it happens, but it sucks when it does. Ow. I say no to things far off to avoid backing out due to stuff always stuffing. Have downloaded tons of samples, but sadly most get deleted without me buying. Yeah, same. I've downloaded I'll download like multiple samples at one time because I'll download a book itself and it'll be like, if you like this book, try these. And I'll download the samples of all those books as long as they're like the first in a series or standalones. And I'll try them. 90% of the time I delete them because they're just not my thing. Those poor starving kitties. No, they're not dying. She is fat and chunky. She's so chunky that when I pick her up, she slides out of my hands, guys. Let me see if I can grab her. Where's she at? Is she still in here? No. Okay, she's my oldest kid's cat. And she is what? Like 6 or 7 maybe now? Maybe? I don't even feel like she's that old. No, she can't be because we got her in either 2020 or 2019. So she's only 5 max. 6 max. Pixel, can you come here? The people want to see you. Anyways, my old man cat, who is like 12, somewhere between the ages of 12 and 15. We guesstimated him to be about 5 when he showed up at our house and said he wasn't leaving. But our old man cat, she takes up like 3 of him. She is that fat and chunky. She is not going to die without food. Especially since I'm pretty certain she goes outside and eats the outdoor cat's food. I will download a bunch of samples as research too. How do others in genre start a story? What is the voice of genre subgenre? Yes, that's good too. I haven't done that in particularly consciously, but I definitely do look at books, especially like more popular books, and find myself unconsciously doing that, being like, okay, what about this book is making it so good within the first few pages that people are buying it? So definitely feel that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and start. We got one more sprint left, and we're going to go ahead and knock this out. So here's the prompt for anyone who wants to write, doesn't know what they want to write about. Maybe it'll inspire you. You don't have to write it, I promise. Can you tell I might be like rushing these sprints so I can get to those mini tabs so I can download some of my free books now? Like I kind of want to. I've been avoiding it. I keep clicking on the tabs and then telling myself, no, we must write. So here we go. We're going to start the sprint. Let me find my cat timer. Where to go? I hit it. Okay, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, that's time. Let me know how you did, what you did in the comments. I got more words written. I'm now over the 7,000 mark for this story. I wrote 678 words. Give me a second. Let me put that into my tracker. Did I say 678? I can't. I hate it when I do that. I look up the count and then I forget it and all that fun jazz. I'm going to go ahead and close the cat timer too because we're done with it. 678. I was right. 678. 678. 708 words for a total of, I have to do calculations, 3329. All right. And I think I finished. Nope. I continued working on it. Boop. Okay. For this challenge, I've been keeping track of what I'm doing on each sprint as far as like what word counts I'm making, what I'm reaching total. I'm also tracking like what I'm working on specifically. And I don't mean like full details, like what's happening, but I mean like started chapter 7 or completed chapter 6, started chapter 7, continuing to work on chapter 7. Like that's the chapter I'm on now, which is why I'm using that as an example. And it's going good. So I'm really happy with that. That being said, there's a lot of comments. Let me go through them. Another one bites the dust. Okay, sorry. Just gonna finish downloading during the sprint then right after. I am definitely gonna be doing some more writing because I think with less than 3,000 words before I hit my total word count, the kids want to go to the pool today. Since I don't work until late tonight and Justin's off, I can take them to the pool. I've got to go sign up for the membership, but yeah. And while they're swimming, since I'm not a very big fan of water. And I've discovered I'm even less of a fan of indoor pools. And this one is an indoor pool. So there is almost no chance in hell I am getting in the water. There are things in the deep we do not talk about. But since there's very little chance of me getting into the actual water, it means I will be able to sit inside at the splash park and write. So that's what I'm going to do. So I think I can finish this story today, at least the rough draft of it. And it's very rough because I'm like, do I want smexy times in this story? It works very well for this couple. It works very well for this couple. It would not have worked with the first two couples, but it's just weird. Oh, sorry, I'm scratching at wounds on my back. It's very weird to write a series of short stories where the first two are super sweet. There's only one kiss and it's at the very end of each story. And now I've got this one where suddenly they are, going at it like bunnies. But it works for these two. And it does not work for those other two. And I don't know if it'll work for the rest of the couples. And it's just like, do I want this one to be an outlier? Like, I don't know. I've got to figure that out. But that's a future editing me problem, not a current drafting me problem. Okay, so Shannon said, I just want to say that even though we've lost one speaker, that's only one last 2 years. Oh, I didn't realize that. Well, that's good to know. Hopefully it stays at one because it's next weekend. For those who don't know, Off2 Writing Conference is next weekend. That's AWC. That's what we've been talking about. And a lot of people in chat are speaking. And it's awesome. It's hosted by Shannon, SC Houston. And Devin joined this year, which is awesome. The other person who helps with it is Margaret. Margaret, yes. There are two M names that when I just see the picture icon, they're completely different people. But when I see their picture icon, for some reason, I keep mixing them up. And that's Margaret and Morgan. And I was just like, I know they're two different people, but my head keeps putting them together as one. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I haven't figured it out. It's me. I'm the problem. All right. Dark, all done downloading. Beware. That's usually the case because the authors themselves provide the link. And I haven't participated as an author in the Stuff Your e-reader, but I feel like with there being so many people who give the wrong links or have the wrong links listed, I have a feeling the instructions aren't clear on what kind of links to send. And that's all I can say about that. Okay. Got a good chunk of deck power washing done. Nice. 1/4 done. Almost done reading chapter 5. My students are going to end soon too. Yay. May go to the aqua park too. I think I'll read while there. That's the other thing I could do. I've been on a webtoon kick lately. And I am halfway through one webtoon. I've finished 2, and I just started another one that's free to read. Like the whole thing is free to read. So I might read that too. But I really want to finish this story. JC's with me, not a fan of water. Cool. I refuse to go to the beach because, again, there are things in the deep we do not mess with. I have a whole shrine dedicated to those things we do not mess with. Let me see if I can turn my camera so you can see my shrine to Cthulhu. Like, there are things in the deep we do not mess with. This is for those wondering, this is the Necronomicon. This is a Cthulhu Terror deck that terrifies my husband because it's got dark energy around it. And then this is my Necronom cookbook. Because I've been obsessed with Cthulhu ever since I started hearing about H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu. H.P. Lovecraft was not a good person. Fuck him. That doesn't mean I don't like his work. Let's see. Adjusted a chapter. I moved from a later book after 2 characters had died. Wove one of them into the scene where the enemy tried to destroy the heroine's coffee crop. Yeah, don't touch the coffee, man. That's a good way to die. Just means you're keeping it interesting. Living in a world where half a dozen I know how to say the word, I promise. Planet. But coffee will only barely grow on one after Earth is just, ooh. Yeah, Margaret Pinnard. And for some reason, whenever I see her little icon, because it's so small and I have problems, my eyesight's getting worse, not better. When I see her little icon, I keep getting Margaret mixed up with Morgan Hazelwood. Like, I realize they're 2 different people. I know this. But when I see their icon, I kind of combine them together as one person. I don't know why. Just got done with brainstorming the way ahead plan with the speaker that fell out. Okay. Reached out to the first person on the list. Nice. Congrats. I love water, but there are some lakes I will not swim in, right? There are some lakes, too, that I'm just like, I won't come within 10 feet of that. That being said, I do want to visit Loch Ness because I want to see Nessie. I'm just saying. My sister sent a TikTok earlier, and it was one of those. She sent it with a comment that said, "This is a wild ride from beginning to end, but the ending makes it worth it." And it was talking about, it was one of those weird random questions talking about how long would it take for people to drink the loch, and it wouldn't say why until it got to the ending, and I was like, "Oh, the ending made it so worth it." She's like, "Right." Nice. Oh, C is for Cthulhu. I have read that book. I don't have a copy of it, but I've read it. It's super cute. I love it. And maybe that's why I keep getting them mixed up. They do have the same energy. I would love to go scuba diving. I may hate the ocean. There may be things in the water we do not fuck around with, but I do want to go scuba diving just to say I've done it. That looks and sounds like so much fun. Did I miss anything? Skipping around. Ow. I think that's all the comments. I think I caught up. Woo! All right, everyone. So for those of you getting books from the Stuff Your e-reader event, I will come back tomorrow and find out exactly how many books everyone downloaded, because I'm going to wait until after I end this stream to start downloading books on myself. And I'm nosy and I want to know how many books people download, because like I said, I remember someone mentioned they got 500 books in December, and I think the last time I did part of this event, I got something like 502, and I'm just like, how many books am I going to get this time? And how many ones am I going to click on because they sound interesting do I already have, because I've downloaded them in previous times, because some people are repeat people. So I'll be back tomorrow morning with another live stream, because I'm doing these dailies for the rest of this challenge. Today's day 4. We got several more days to go. Not quite. There's 7 days total. We got 3 more days. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, not 8 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Mountain Time, 10 a.m. Eastern. Jeez, I'm getting caught up in my own time zones. I was chatting with someone on that last sprint about the fact that they're getting ready to move and they're moving to North Carolina, which is Eastern time zone. So that's where I'm getting the confusion from. Anyways, thank you all for joining me today. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this stream. I will be back tomorrow morning. Hopefully I'll have some news that I finished today's story and I'm moving on to the next one. Thank you all for joining me today, and I will see you. It was dark. Okay, I didn't want to say it was dark, but I was positive it was dark. Shishka phone. No one asked your opinion. Speaking of the person I was talking about that's moving. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this stream, and I'll see you all tomorrow morning. Thank you for joining me. Report back tomorrow with downloads and project completions and stuff. Anyways, bye everyone.